Hello, my name is Ildiko Ola. I'm the author of the book The Power of the Awakened Human. And today I'd like to talk about past lives. Now, as a spiritual teacher, I often spend time in Facebook groups trying to answer people's questions, answer to the best of my knowledge. And one of the many questions that people ask in these Facebook groups is has to do with past lives. People ask, what are these past lives? How is it that some people can remember past lives and others don't? And how does this whole past life thing works? The way I can describe it is that when we come into this third dimensional reality, we don't come here just for one life. You see, as we discussed it in previous videos, we are basically here to experience life in physical reality. So through us, these individual consciousness units that we are, all that is, or as some people call it, God, can get to know itself. So we are living all these lives, gaining all these experience. So through us, the one great consciousness will know itself. So when we come into this third dimensional reality, we don't just come in for one life. We come in for a good number of lives, so we experience as many situations in physical reality as we can. So we come in for groups of lives. What am I hearing? There are bears in this area, so I have to keep an eye open. So let's talk about these groups of lives. You see, time is not linear. It doesn't go from point A to point B in a continuous line. Time is basically a tool that we use in order to be able to process the information that we are gaining here. But the truth is that we are living our lives all at the same time. They all exist at the same time on different levels of vibration. So we are not living them one after another. We are living them all at once. And we come in and we want to experience certain situations. Let's say we come in to experience religion. So in order to experience religion truly and fully, we don't just come in for one life to experience religion. We come in for a good number of lives, and we put ourselves in different kind of situations, in different kind of mindsets, in order to experience all of it. So that means in one life we come in and we are going to be a deeply religious person. In another life we are going to be an atheist. In another one we are going to be an agnostic. In some lives, because we think it would be fun, we experience being Christian. In another one, a Hindu. In another one, a Jew, or any kind of religion that exists on earth. We live a life in it to experience it, to know what it's like, to what kind of mindset and behaviors it comes with. And once we lived all these lives that had to do with religion, then we will know what religion is. There's nothing gives you a better perspective than, let's say, live a life as someone who persecutes people for not being religious or not being the same religion as he or she is, and another life as the person who is being persecuted. So this way you look at the theme of religion from different points of view. And once you gain all this experience that has to do with religion, then you can say that you know what religion is, and you can look at all of it from all points of view. So instead of just seeing a slice of the pie, you can actually see the entire pie. And that is the whole point of having all these lives here. And how many lives we have, you may ask. Some teachers say, actually most teachers say, that some souls come in for many lives. Some have a couple of 100 lives, others over 1,000. So we come here for enough lives to gain enough experience. Now the question is, again, how does this thing works? How does this thing works that we experience all these lives all at once, basically, but we are only aware of this one that we are living? And the way I imagine that is, I like to use this example of an orange. Take an orange. The orange has many segments, and all those segments are sitting in the orange, and they are separated by a thin membrane. And because of those thin membranes, all those segments of orange are seemingly separate, but the whole orange is there. So all those little segments create the entire orange, and those segments are connected to each other. They might be separated by the thin membrane, but with the juices and well, whoever knows how the orange is actually put together knows that the whole orange is one fruit, and it's inside. It's connected to all of its parts, just like a human body. We have separate organs, but they are all connected through our circular system, and all the systems. They are all connected together. So this is how all your lives are connected together. The ones that you call the present life, and the ones you call the past life. And then there is, of course, the probable future lives. That's another video. So how do we know what kind of past lives we had? Sorry, a lot of people ask that questions, and there are people who are very good at remembering past life. There are people with some amazing abilities that I never had. So the way I know what kind of past life I had is that I observe. I know that sounds very simple, but trust me, it is so simple and can be so accurate. You observe yourself. You observe what it is that you are drawn to, what it is that you are reacting to. For example, all my life I have been drawn to ancient civilizations. I could never answer the question why. I was just simply absolutely drawn to ancient Egypt, Mexico, the North American tribes, the native tribes. I was always attracted to that. I was always attracted to the ocean, for example. I watched, when I was a child, oh my goodness, I watched so many shows about the ocean and the underwater life, and I never knew why I was so interested in it. All I knew is that I was. But now that I'm grown and I've had all this experience and I have this knowledge, now I realize that I have been drawn to these historical times and these places because I have had a past life there. And some of it has been proven when I went to a QHHT session. It's like a past life regression thing. And I have experienced myself as a Native American in a tribe. I had personal experience with being in Arizona, for example. That's where all this awakening started. And I knew that I was at home. I knew that I was there. I knew that I lived there before. Another thing is the ocean stuff. I had dreams in which I was a dolphin, and in another dream I was a fish, and I lived under the ocean, and we were hiding from predators with other fellow fish. And I also had a dream where I think it was an orca, and I was in an entertainment. I was kept in an entertainment center, and I was being fed a bucket of fish. This is another thing I'd like to explain, that this is one way to remember your past lives. They can come in visions, they can come in dreams, They can come in feeling familiar somewhere. And some people simply have the memories. And the reason it happens is because as I said, everything is happening all at once. And our consciousness is kind of like a tuner. You can tune it. Like when we sleep, our body is in the bed, and our consciousness is shifting from one place to another, from one reality to another, from one of our lives to another. That is why in dreams, if you have these incredibly vivid, real-looking dreams, chances are that those are past life, what we call past life dreams, that are actually happening at the same time. It's just they are in a different frequency. And we look at it as the past. So if you want to know what kind of past life you may have had, then observe yourselves. Observe how you react to certain things. Let's say you are traveling somewhere and you go to a place and you say, oh my God, this feels so familiar. I feel so good here. I feel like I'm at home. That is one good indication that you might have been there. Or you go to some place and suddenly you feel bad. Said, oh God, I don't feel comfortable here. I don't know why, but I don't feel comfortable here. So it's possible that you had something happen there. Look at me. I never like to go to churches. And I never knew why. Churches are beautiful. The architecture is beautiful. And I go to these old European churches and I go inside and I don't feel good. I don't feel good because I feel it carries such a dark energy and I feel like something happened to me here. And what about all those phobias? You know, the people who are afraid of water, they don't dare to go into water and they can't explain why. Well, because in a past life they had some unfortunate event happening to them that had to do with water. They drowned most likely. People afraid of fire, probably burned in a past life. People afraid of height. Why would you be afraid of height? Because in another life you had some unfortunate event happen to me when you fell from a height. People afraid of dark, tight places. All of these phobias indicate an event in a past life that was so traumatic that they carried it with them into this life. When I say carried it, that means that event has become part of our frequency. And you bring in your frequency into this reality. You bring in these subconscious memories. That's a part of our frequency. Bring in the subconscious memories, you bring in these subconscious fears that tells you, that's a clear indication that you had some kind of misfortune happen to you in another life. So this is how you figure out what kind of life you lived in another life. Take a look at what historical time you are drawn to. I have people in my family who are drawn to Second World War. They read all the books. They don't know why they are so interested in it, but they read all the books about World War II, just like I have read all the books about Egypt. I've always been interested in Egypt, always been interested in the native Indian tribes. So look at what it is that interests you, what historical time interest you. Look at how you react to certain things. Like when I went to a museum and I saw an airplane. It was a DC-3, I believe, airplane. And I looked at the plane and I almost started crying. And I had absolutely no idea why. And I didn't understand it at that time. But now, looking back, knowing what I know that I had that reaction towards that plane because I had something to do with it in another life. So you see, this is all you need to do. You need to observe yourself and you need to observe your reactions to things. You need to observe your feelings about things, how you react, how you feel about a place, about a person. Like you meet some person somewhere and it feels like you've known each other forever. And the reason for that is probably because you have known that person in another life. But not this one. You met for the first time now, but still you carry the subconscious feeling that I've known this person before. So, check out your past lives. see your reactions, see your feelings, and that's all it takes. If you found this interesting and you want to hear more about it or want to read more about it, please check out my book, The Power of the Awakened Human. It's available on Amazon or in any major bookstore. You can order it. Thank you for listening, and goodbye. See you next time.